Okay, here we are in SketchUp, the online version, not the computer version, and here is the origin. So I'm just going to orbit this to view that your computer is probably starting. Again, you probably normally have the guy right here. I'm just going to go ahead and select the circle shape, and I'm going to create this circle. I'm going to orbit how they tell me to in the instructions. Let me take a look at it to make sure I'm in the right view. So it just starts out with making the sphere like we've made before. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Dylan. Okay. So again, I'm going to select the circle around the outside. I'm going to use the Follow Me tool. I'm going to click on it. Okay. It says to make this a group, so I'm going to double click on it, and then I'm going to come up here and say Make Group. Select Make Group. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing right here. I'm going to select the inside as well as the ring. Last time I only selected the ring, so when I got to the end, I had to redo it. Make sure you select the inside. It should be a dotted texture in there. Make this a group. Okay, now in the instructions, what it asks us to is to go to Camera, Parallel, Projected, and then what we want to do is we want to copy this, and we're going to slide it up near the top. We're making a copy of it by pressing the Option key on a Mac. I believe it's a Control key or the Alt key on a Chromebook. And we're going to make 3 copies of that. You'll end up getting 4 shapes. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a copy of those 4 shapes, dragging it down. So we're going to wind up something that looks like this. Then we're going to rotate those 90 degrees to the right or to the left. Okay, and then we're going to go to the top view and we're going to turn it again. What the end will look like is something like this. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and give that a try. So back to my shape, here it is. I'm going to try to find that view, parallel projection. Parallel projection. So I click on it, I type. I'm just going to orbit to the front view, move, pressing the Option button. I'm going to click and drag straight up near the top. Click, type 3, divide by, return. Okay, now I'm going to reselect these. And I'm going to say move the top one. I'm just I forgot the copy. There we go, copy. And now it's dragging onto that middle one, so I click. Now it says select all 4 of those, or excuse me, I think it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. And we want to rotate these 90 degrees to the right, so I'm going to use the Rotate tool. And I zoomed in. I'll fix that in a second. Let's see. There it is. All right. Make sure I get the Rotate tool. I'm in the Orbit tool right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, and ooh, I have to click in the center. And I'm going to go into wireframe view so I can click in the middle. The middle would be where the origins intersect, so those lines. I want to make sure I click right in the middle of all those. So click, drag, rotating a copy of these. So I had to press the Option, rotate 90 degrees. It says 90 in the right-hand corner, so I click. Now it says go to the top view. So I'm going to click up here. I'm going to go to the top view. Try that again. I just can't press return. I gotta click on top view to get there. Okay, so here's top view again. Once again, I'm going to click on the origin. Try that again. Clicking on the origin, click, drag to the right, and rotating a copy of this 90 degrees. And click. I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to go back to Shaded with Textures. With textures, okay, and this is what we should look like. It should look like something like this. Because these are groups, the cool thing about groups is all we got to do, we want to get all of these lines to transfer onto that sphere in the middle. So what I'm going to do is say hide components, similar components, or hide the rest of the model. I'm just going to turn that on. That way, when I open up the sphere to edit, everything else hides. I'm going to make sure I select the entire sphere, right click and say intersect faces with model. Now this will transfer all of those lines onto my model. When I click off, all those things come back. we just needed these circles to transfer the lines, but now that we're done, we can take and move this out, and all of this can go away. Okay. In the instructions, it tells you to go ahead and explode, which means ungroup the model so that you can paint the individual lines something any way you want. Okay. So what that looks like, right click and you can say explode. I'm just going to click off of it. Okay, and then you can select the paint bucket or textures. And you can choose different colors to paint your model. All right, and this is the how to do this model. Circle striped wall.